My best friend of 10 years, Laura, who has never owned or started a business before, came to me and asked me how she can start a clothing business this 2025. So I told her, you know what, I can do better. I'll show you what to do and how to do it in 30 days. So let's get into that. Welcome to the How to Start a Clothing Business series. Today is day one, and what we'll be looking at is how to decide on the type of clothing business you want to start. In this video, you're going to understand what a clothing business niche is, some profitable niches you can start with as a beginner, why it is important to focus on a single niche when you're starting out, and finally, what to do after figuring out your niche. Just like I told Laura, the first part to starting your clothing business is deciding what niche you would like to start with. Which begs the question, what is a clothing niche and why is it important to decide on one before you even start your business? A clothing niche includes all the various category of wares or apparels within the fashion industry. It is very important to decide on the type of clothes you want to sell because it shows everyone what your clothing business is focused on, and it also gives you a sense of direction. A couple of months ago, actually this happened last year, when I was taking one-on-one clients, I had a client reach out to me requesting that, I recommend some clothing manufacturers for her new business. Let's call this client Rose for the sake of this video. As Rose and I got talking and I was trying to understand what she wanted, she mentioned that she used to have a clothing store before that she closed up. When I asked her why, she said she wasn't getting the type of clients she wanted and she always had clothes that would stay on her rack for months. She also mentioned that she had to give her most of those clothes when she closed up her store because she couldn't meet up with, rents and other bills. When I asked her the type of clothes she used to sell, she first said women's wears. Huh. When I asked her more about it, we realized that she really didn't have a niche. There were a couple of other problems that this business caused her, but I'll focus on the niche issue for this part of today's video. You see, Rose sold different types of women's clothes. She sold wears like gym wears, she sold night wears, she sold swim wears. Basically, every single type of wears that you can find or you can think of, she sold it. She even sold different types of kids' wears as well. With all she sold, she had issues because her business had no particular direction. And as a beginner with no clear business direction, she had no ideal audience to market to. And this is why I always advocate for my clients to have a clear business niche. Let's go into some profitable clothing business niches that I would recommend to beginners. I mostly recommend these niches because of how easy it is to come up with a ton of profitable business ideas within the niches, and these niches are always trending. So the first clothing business niche you would want to start with as a beginner is selling active wear. The second one is high-end fashion wears. The third one is streetwear. The fourth one is loungewear. The fifth one is casual wears. The sixth one is swimwear. The seventh one is lingerie. The eighth one is fast fashion wears. And lastly, we have sleepwear. These niches, like I said earlier, are always on trend, and coming up with profitable business ideas within them is actually quite easy. Don't worry, when we learn about how to brainstorm profitable clothing business ideas in day 2 of this series, you will learn how to do it. In fact, that's how Rose and Laura, my best friend, were able to come up with successful clothing business ideas. Rose chose the lingerie route while Laura chose a different route. I feel like I need to point out that these niches are not the only clothing business niches that are very profitable. There are many other categories like corporate wears, selling party wears, selling specific event fashion wears, and so much more. You'll find the contact of manufacturers for all of these niches in these business kits here. I'll leave the link to the website in the description box. Go and check them out. As a beginner, when starting out, just focus on one niche or start with one niche, and then if you decide to expand, you can add another niche to your business. The reason I'm saying this is, let's just imagine that somebody finds your business online through a reel that blew up, let's say on TikTok or maybe on Instagram, right? And the content of that video or that reel is of a sweatshirt or a streetwear fashion piece, And then when they get to your profile, you have lingeries, you have swimwears, you have corporate wears, and every other kind of wears that exist under the planet. And you're probably just a business with less than 1,000 followers. Do you genuinely think that those new clients will see you as a serious brand? And I'm excluding the fact that them seeing all of those content will cause overstimulation for them. If you were a potential client, what would you think of such business? Hold that thought. Now, imagine a gym wear store that sells only yoga wears, and they probably have them in different designs, different colors, different sizes. Think of how exciting it will be for you if they try to upsell yoga kits made with everything you need as a beginner, especially if you know that you are, in fact, just a beginner looking to try out yoga. Do you now see the importance of focusing on one niche? You will be known as a business for that niche. So if somebody wants to buy yoga wear and that store is you, who do you think that they will go to? The person that has lingerie, swimwear, yoga wear, and all of that, or you that sells different types of yoga wears in different sizes and different colors, and even tries to sell them yoga kits? They will obviously come to you. Let's move on to the last part of this video, which is what do you do after deciding on your clothing business niche? There are 3 things that I would recommend you do at this point. The first one is figuring out the business model you want to adopt within your chosen niche. There are 2 types of clothing business model, and every brand that you know operates under one of these business models. No matter the brand, they all operate under one of these business model. The first model is selling your own custom clothing line. So with this model, you send your manufacturer your designs and they produce the clothes according to your requirement. I recommend this business model to clients who want to start and then they want to also own their clothing business from A to Z. Because you own exclusive rights and exclusive control over the designs of your clothes, you can always trademark it, and then you can always use as many manufacturers as you want to produce any piece of your clothes because you have the designs in your hand. Speaking of custom manufacturers, you'll find them in all of the fashion business kits that I mentioned earlier. The second model is buying pre-made clothes from the manufacturers. With this model, you're not sending any tech packs to the manufacturers. And if at all you want to, make any alterations to the clothes, it will be by you adding maybe your own clothing tags or your own clothing logos. I recommend this business model to clients who want to buy clothes in wholesale from manufacturers. Just like with the custom clothing manufacturers, you will also find manufacturers that sell in wholesale in the business kits I spoke about earlier. The link to all the kits will be in the description box. After you've figured out your desired business model, the next thing you need to do is figure out where you want your business to be. Is it online? Is it offline? Do you remember Rose from earlier? Well, the first 8 months after she started her lingerie business, it was actually from her home and she sold strictly online. We had both agreed that she didn't need a clothing store yet. And it wasn't just because I didn't think she should carry on expenses that her business couldn't pay for yet. It was actually because she already had a space in her apartment that could accommodate the type of marketing she was going to do for her business. And she told me that she wanted to learn and focus on running her store online first. So less than 8 months after, her business told her by itself that she needed a bigger place and more help. And she immediately got all of those things. But it was a process. If she had just rushed into getting the place as soon as she launched, the first profits that she reinvested into the business would have gone towards paying bills for the store. So my last and honestly the most important recommendation from today's video is to get these business kits for your chosen clothing business niche. I recommend them because they contain 4 important materials that you need as a beginner to start your clothing business. Let's go through this one, the clothing business kits. The first one says you get the contact details of clothing manufacturing companies located in China. Next, you'll find a business guide that teaches you how to work with the manufacturers in details, and it is actually mostly from my personal experiences. This is a sneak peek of what you find inside the guide when you get it. So this guide is particularly helpful to beginners who want to go from asking, oh, how can I work with the manufacturers that they won't see me as a beginner to, I get it now. So if that's what you want, You're welcome. Next, you get access to a ton of clothing business ideas that have been thoroughly researched and proven to be profitable. In the day two of this series, when I'll be discussing how to brainstorm profitable business ideas, I'll show you a sneak peek of this business ideas ebook that you'll get in this kit. So stay tuned. Lastly, you get the contact details of recommended custom packaging manufacturers. This will be particularly helpful to people interested in customizing their business tags, business logos, and even just overall packaging. The manufacturers in this custom packaging list, they are perfect. As you have just seen, it says here that this kit is not meant for everyone. It is exclusively for potential business owners that are ready to start a successful clothing business from day one. You already know where to find the links to this and all of these other kits. In the next video in this series, we'll go over how you can brainstorm profitable clothing business ideas. If you have any question on today's video, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your day, Laura.